Anyway, just wondering if the video quality gets affected when I start streaming. Too long didn't read version. Um, we're gonna put jump on LT, that is L2, left trigger or L2. Primary fire, obviously on your right trigger R2. Your sonic arrow, we're gonna put it on left bumper, also known as L1, and then scatter arrow, we're gonna put it on right bumper and R1. That's your too long didn't read version. So, let's talk about Hanzo here. Shimada Hanzo, Genji's elder brother. He killed him. Or did he? Favorite crowd reaction? Hanzo, please switch. Oh, just kidding. He is a sniper. He is a defensive hero. Um, let's get into his abilities. He shoots a bow and arrow. So, ability number 1, jump. He has a passive called wall climb. If you hold jump, which we're going to be putting on L2, that is the left trigger, and you hold it when you're next to a wall, he will climb that wall. Unlike Genji, he does not have a double jump. He just has a single jump. But like Genji, he has a wall climb. Here's a tip for you, wall climbers. You hold back his bow, which needs to be charged up, and you can wall climb with the bow. Not only that, it will be fireable the moment that you get above the wall. So you can charge it up, climb somewhere high, shoot somebody. His storm bow, which is his bow that we fire here, fires a projectile that falls over time. That's why his reticle looks kind of funky like this. The more you hold it, the more speed and damage it will yield. If you have to, you could just spam this at somebody who's coming at you real close. At minimum, which is that, it will do 29 damage or 58 on a headshot. Maximum, which is this, it will do 125 damage or 250 on a headshot. We really like headshots with Hanzo.
Perfect.
Perfect. Let me show you how it falls over time here. So you see how I did that? So I'm super duper far away from that. So instead of doing the main one up top here, I aim for the second one down below. And it gets them. So if you can master that, you will be amazing. I think Hanzo is better than Widowmaker, truthfully, as far as sniping is concerned. Okay, let's talk about his abilities. First is Sonic Arrow. We're putting that on L1 because it's a support ability. You can hit people with it, and it will damage them, but it has ability above just the arrow. So, if I think there are enemies over there, but I don't know where they are,
see that which is unseen.
I just fire it, and here we go. And it goes through walls, too, so I can see that there are 3 enemies over there. It creates a 10-meter sphere that goes through walls. It lasts for 10 seconds, and it's on a 20-second cooldown? I feel like that data's not right. It might be. Let me check it out one more time since I didn't actually watch it. 20-second cooldown. His second ability is called Scatter Arrow. Oh, and also, when it comes to his Sonic Arrow or his Scatter Shot Arrow, or a scatter arrow, you need to equip it first. You equip it to your current arrow. So like here, I'm pressing it, and you notice it changes my reticle. So this is normal reticle, new reticle. And so I haven't actually used it yet. So like I can put it on Sonic Arrow and then decide, I don't want to do Sonic Arrow, would have just activated her ult, and you can change it back by pressing that same button again. So it essentially equips the arrow, and then you can do it. Still don't like it? Well, you can press it again and it'll get rid of it. Or, you can have it on and then decide you want to change it. I could see if you wanted to switch bumpers though, because here I am, I'm holding the trigger, and if I was like holding it, walking around thinking like, oh, I'm going to take out the first person I see, and like around the corner is a giant tank, I would be out of place unless I used my middle finger here. So like in theory, like if I had a big tank, I could just switch it and shoot it real quick. So anyway, his scatter arrow. It creates 6 arrows that bounce around. great for small rooms. It does 75 damage per arrow, and if all of them hit, it's a total of 450. It's a tank buster. People will fire it at the ground of tanks' feet, so that way it like all goes up and just take out a tank. The thing you should not do with it is fire it directly at a person, because if you do, it will hit and then the scatter will come back away from them, so they won't get hit with any arrows. If you see somebody going in a room, like a Sombra that you're trying to chase down and she just turns a corner, well, guess what? You can just fire it down a hallway and have it bounce. And it'll just bounce straight that way. It is on a 10-second cooldown. Let's see how much damage this thing does. So in theory, if you're firing it in a crowded room, you can just shoot it at the ground here. It's wildly unpredictable. When you get a kill with it, Hanzo likes to say simple geometry. Geometry's really hard. But if you can get it down at their feet... Let's try that one more time. To see if we can do it any better. So how in front of their feet do we have to fire it? Simple geometry. So... there you go. So not right under them, but just right next to them. Let's see if we can hit this guy with it. Ah! Oh well. His ultimate is called Dragon Strike. We put that on Y or triangle. It creates 2 spirit dragons that kill everything. They do 200 damage per second, and they have a 4-meter radius. So the radius is like this, right? It's like a big tube that's like going infinitely. When you do this, beware of Genji's Deflect and D.Va's Defense Matrix. I have absorbed Hanzo ults by just getting in a Hanzo's face and doing Defense Matrix, and it is awesome. Nothing destroys the spirit of a Hanzo faster than eating one of those, and nothing is a playmaker like Genji deflecting Hanzo's Dragon Strike. Here it is. Look at that. Dragons. They just go forever. They're pretty slow moving, so it's good like the closer you are, or if you combo it with an ult like Maze Freeze, Blizzard, or Graviton Surge, it works out a lot better. Anyway, that is it for Hanzo. That wall climb, great for getting to places, and there's no cooldown on it. So, with that, thank you for watching, and have fun out there.